This is His Other Lie, Stella Fall Psychological Thriller Series, Book 2, written by Ava Strong, narrated by Maria Cusick. Chapter 1. Stella Fall's hand shook as she raised the gun. Its grip felt unfamiliar in her palm. The head and torso target, 10 long yards away in the indoor shooting range, seemed like an impossible goal as she stared at it, narrowing her ice-blue eyes. Crippling fear flooded her at what she was about to do. Joining the FBI Academy's trainee agent program had been a crazy decision. This was her first firearms training session since she'd arrived at Quantico 2 days ago. It felt way beyond her scope of expertise, and it always would be. She didn't like guns and was scared of them. They brought back memories that she didn't want to relive. At that moment, her mother's mocking voice resounded in her mind. "You're never going to amount to anything. You never learn. You're like your father, and look what happened to him." She remembered her dad coming home from work, taking off his jacket and laying down his gun belt with a tired sigh before locking the weapon away. When her mother started one of their inevitable screaming fights later in the night, Stella would curl up in bed, squeezing her eyes shut, praying that Rhonda Fall never found the key to that cupboard. Had her dad turned his trusty service pistol onto himself in the end? Had he driven somewhere he knew he'd never be found and killed himself? Was that why he'd disappeared? That was Stella's worst fear, the one that caused terrible nightmares, and it was why she'd never been interested in guns. Most probably, it was the reason that she'd been so strongly drawn to the field of psychology, where words could influence an outcome rather than relying on a speeding chunk of lead. She sensed Carrie's gaze on her and heard the tall trainee agent give a mocking laugh. Carrie was part of the new intake and had arrived at the academy at the same time as Stella. When Stella had stepped into the dormitory with her bags, Carrie had been sitting in the small lounge, chatting with 3 of the men. "I guess you guys will have to put up with having a girl in your class," she'd been joking in a confident voice as Stella passed the door.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?